Well, speaking of cannibalism and gore,
We saw a foreign movie, didn't we?
yeah, there wasn't really. Yeah, well, okay.
No, it was. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was cannibal. Well, I bet there probably was.
No, I don't think there's
Okay.
cannibalism in it. Pretty much everything.
That might have improved things.
Lots of butt stuff, but no cannibalism.
Salo,
They were
or
kind-
120
they're
Days
kind
of
of
Sodom.
Butt obsessed in this movie.
120 Days of Sodom. What do you?
Oh,
yeah, of course, it's going to be
sodomy.
butt upset. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get it.
From 1975, it is Italian.
And it's actually. Oh, can I tell?
I don't know.
Actually, it was actually adapted from the book 120 Days of Sodom, written by the Marquis de Sade in 1785.
Somebody who's famous, whose claim to fame is torture.
And the book wasn't widely published until 1905. And then here we are with a modern telling of the book, retelling or whatever.
Well, it's a modern retelling.
Based on,
it takes place at the very end of World War II, so I don't know if modern exactly, but
World War II Italy. Okay, more modern than 1785.
Yeah. Directed by Pier Paolo Pasolini, written by him and Sergio Citti, and the Marquis de Sade. Starring Paolo Bonacelli, Giorgio Cataldi, Umberto Paolo Quintavalle, and runtime's 1 hour 57 minutes. So it's fairly long, and it is subtitled. Did you like it?
I liked it more than disliked it. But I don't know, is it really a horror movie?
Would you want to be in this situation?
Well, no, but I don't know. It just didn't seem to really...
Can you imagine someone going in there and being horrified? Yeah, it's a horror movie.
Okay, I guess, yeah.
It's a different kind of horror movie, though.
It's all people, though. There's no monsters or supernatural or anything. Which still can be horror.
Grotesque.
I know.
The Bunny Game.
I know.
A Serbian film. No monsters in those either. It's all just people.
It's all, still horror.
Well, I'm pretty sure this is going to conclude our section, or this conclude our little mini series on torture films.
Banned movies and movies that are...
I have had enough
movies that are not
for a
shown
while.
in some countries because they so...
This is banned in lots of countries still, and
no rating. I mean, they couldn't rate this anything. No rating system would fit this into their rating system.
They would have to make a new system.
Yeah.
Well, we start out in northern Italy at the end of World War II in the town of Salo. Salo, that's where the name comes from. A group of guys with machine guns stop a trio of bicyclists and then take them away. Another boy is taken from his mother. A group of soldiers then spit on and round up a bunch of girls, and it turns out that the president, the duke, the bishop, and the magistrate all plan to marry each other's daughters to ensure their loyalty to one another. These guys are just getting started. All the captured boys are lined up in front of these men. Some of them are chosen, and they're told to expose themselves, and the crowd looks on. A number of boys and several girls are chosen, and it appears that they're intended for some kind of sexual slavery. It's wartime, so nobody's going to miss these young people. They're read the rules concerning the upcoming orgies and what will be expected of them. Orgies? That doesn't sound so bad, does it?
It's pretty bad.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Everyone, the 4 men and all the young people, are now in the room of orgies. And an old woman comes in and tells the story of her first sexual encounter in order to set the stage for the party.
And the stories she tells.
Oh, those stories.
Yeah.
A man leaves the room with one of the young men and later storms back in, demanding the boy be punished for pulling away from him. Later, they have a big dinner served by naked girls. Then they all sing, just like as if it were a big sleepover. One girl screams and runs away, so they cut her throat and dump her in the middle of the room. A young couple, is chosen to be married, and the men watch them consummate it.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, in the way it just jumped from thing to thing. I mean, like this one section where I have notes. Okay, they're having dinner, and then nude coffee girls come in. So they're serving coffee in the nude. One of them gets tripped and immediately sodomized because while she's in the kneeling position, she's forced to stay down. And then one of the leaders, he pulls his pants down and just runs around the room showing his ass to everybody. And then he kneels down next to her And some other guy runs over and immediately sodomizes him. So the two of them are getting sodomized side by side. And then they just kind of spontaneously break into this kind of war memorial heroic song. And then somebody brings in a mannequin, and they set that up in a chair in front of everybody. And it's anatomically correct, so they can teach the girls how to properly do hand jobs. And then they have a scene of, that going on. And it just goes from boom, 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 from like act to act. And, and then next thing you know, somebody else is pulling their pants down, or somebody else is
next
hauling
week
their
we'll have
wee-wee
monsters,
out,
I promise you.
Yeah, it's just, a lot of nudity, a lot of sex, but it's a lot of forced stuff.
Well, this whole thing takes, like the name says, it takes place over 120 days. So this is a time, consider it time
They
lapse.
had to cram it in. Yeah.
Oh, how long have you been waiting to say that line?
Cram it in. Yeah, they do.
Over the next hour or so of film time, we see the group of young people narrow down and eventually are left with a group of more or less submissive sex slaves. There are scenes of debasement and cruelty intertwined with the madam, Senora
and some
Magius.
of them do get killed, too.
Yeah.
They're serious about it. They, if they try to run or get away or anything, some of them get killed.
Yeah, the scenes of debasement and cruelty are intertwined with the Madam's weird old stories and experiences, and they're pretty messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Then things start getting a little twisted.
A little.
The Madam tells a tale where she had to eat one of her clients' excrement.
Hey, that's a good idea. Let's all do that.
One of the men forces one of the girls to do the same. Soon after, all the rest, including the men who are in charge, have to eat a plate of poop as well. And they bring it out in this giant serving thing. And it looks sort of like a big plate full of sausage at first.
They collect it in everybody's, what do you call those? The pans.
The chamber pot.
Chamber pots.
Yeah.
They collect all the chamber pots, put them together in a big bowl.
And the ones who wouldn't poop in the pot get punished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the butcher made me hungry. Now this one turned me off.
So there's a coprophagia scene. Well, a couple times. They're eating poop.
Coprophagia?
Coprophagia.
You looked that up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Say yes.
Yes.
The remainder of the film is then filled with torture, degradation, and death. There's not really any gore until about the last 10 minutes, and by that time there's some really cringeworthy stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's slow-moving, and the scenery and cinematography are very good. Everything is bright and colorful, but still has a dingy, war-weary look to it. This all takes place in a dark old house, but everything is very well lit.
Cool house. Actually.
And everything
it's run down, but it's
yeah.
very cool. It's huge and
Big old mansion.
Yeah.
And everything is sharp and clear on screen. Salo is a real town in Italy, often associated with Mussolini and his fascist government, and it seems likely that this is all, at least partially, a metaphor for the atrocities that were committed there. Although in reality, this is partially based on a book by the Marquis de Sade. And there was no real end to the story, and the four villains get away with everything.
Mm-hmm.
There were no character arcs, no comeuppances, no lessons learned, no regrets. The bad guys did bad things to a bunch of innocent young people because they had fun doing it. The end.
Yeah. They were four sick guys with unlimited power, and so
that's pretty much
stuff.
it.
Yeah. And almost like they were, bored and, running out of ideas. So let's look, what's the next outrageous thing we can do?
Well, they do to top everybody else.
Well, that was fun, but, they, are not satisfied,
if we ever get bored enough,
Mm.
remind me not to eat a big plate of poop for excitement.
No, I don't think, no matter how bored I was.
How bored you got to be for that to look good?
Yeah, you didn't mention the hats. The hats were awesome. The costuming.
Hats.
Yeah, European and 1940s. Yeah, the women especially, but the guys too. Lots of cool hats, cool costumes, cool. Very stylish, unusual. Anyway, I noticed the hats.
Okay.
Lots of hats.
Cool I usually notice hats.
And that's our show. Stop in during the week to the website, horrorguys.com. Check us out on social media, or tune into the full-length audio podcast.
Yes, everything here, our weekly show is done as a full-length, around an hour audio podcast each week.
Where we talk about all the movies. And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us out. Give some likes and subscribes.
Yep. And horrorguys.com has, of course, all our reviews in writing. If you want to read more, sometimes we'll forget the line here or there. So if you want to read them, check out horrorguys.com.
Yeah.
And I'm Brian.
I'm Kevin.
And we'll see you at the next movie.
See ya.